guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Welsknight Plays TekTopia. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am having an absolutely fantastic day, and I gotta say, I am loving this mod. Tango has done such a good job with it, and, you know, I gotta be honest, it's been a long time since I have enjoyed something this much. You know, I feel like a lot of the modded Minecraft community doesn't really it doesn't feel all that innovative to me anymore. You know, that's not a dig on any of the people creating mods out there, or the people creating mod packs and stuff like that. But it seems so often nowadays, I look for a mod pack and I find something and I'm like, this is, you know, basically just a rehash of something I've already done. You know, this is Skyblock pack number 473, but this is different and it's enjoyable and I'm having a blast with it. Now, you may notice things look a little bit different than last time we left off. I did record the first two episodes back to back before the first episode came out, but this one I have seen all of your comments on the first episode. Things look a little bit different. As I said, what we have here is the Minecraft 1.14 textures backported to Minecraft 1.12.2, which of course is the version of Minecraft that TekTopia works in. So we have the Minecraft 1.14 textures for this pack. I also have my beautiful custom skies from the Halcyon Days texture pack, which I used to use all the time, but they don't really work. Like, in later versions, things got a little wonky with texture packs, like they changed a lot of stuff, and I haven't been using them lately, but I am very happy to bring them back because I love these custom skies. Like, just look at this sky. Tell me that's not gorgeous. So good. And then, in addition to the vanilla 1.14 textures and the custom skies, I did make a couple of very minor tweaks to the textures myself. I made a couple of personal little itty bitty tweaks. There's not much, but they mostly revolve around sandstone. So normally, sandstone has this like goofy line on the top of the block right here, and sometimes you'll have connected textures and it will only appear up at the very top, but I've never really been a fan of that. So the sandstone texture is this. It's just the standard texture that you would see on like the bottom of a sandstone block, like down here. I just applied that to the entire sandstone block. Then smooth sandstone is now just like this. Oh. Okay. Gotta fix that. That's not supposed to happen. You know what? Options, video settings, other. That's not supposed to be a thing. Detail, connected textures, smooth blocks, smooth. Okay. Well, that's not supposed to happen. This down here is the default smooth sandstone texture. This is what I change it to. So, yes, this was totally intentional for demonstration purposes. Not really. I need to fix that. I wonder why it's doing that. That's very strange. Anyway, so yeah, this is going to be the smooth sandstone texture, and then, because chiseled sandstone is really not a thing I'm going to use very often, I changed chiseled sandstone into the previous smooth sandstone texture. So it all works out. Keep in mind, in 1.14, sandstone got some additional blocks. It got that this texture exists. You know, there was some changes and things like that. Same goes for like trapdoors. Trapdoors in 1.12. There was just the oak trapdoor. That was the only trapdoor that existed. We didn't have spruce and oak and birch and all the different trapdoor woods. So I just made a couple little tweaks there. Speaking of trapdoors, I changed the trapdoor texture. So trapdoors are now spruce trapdoors instead of being oak trapdoors, because To be blunt, the spruce trapdoor texture, if you can only have one trapdoor texture, spruce trapdoor texture is by far the best one. And this is just the 1.14 spruce trapdoor texture. So, yeah, I think that's basically all the changes as far as texture stuff goes. There might be a couple other very minor things that I've forgotten about, but I will have a link in the description to the updated texture pack that I am using. It's basically the 1.14 textures plus the custom skies plus a couple other very, very minor tweaks. Oh, and my paintings. That's right. I also added my paintings from Kingdoms to this. So if you're unfamiliar with my single player world Kingdoms, I have a custom texture pack that I have made over the course of a very long time. And one of the features of that texture pack is custom paintings that are all landscapes, or they're just much better for like building. Like this is like a little pond with like an autumn thing. I think there's a couple of paintings that I've kept from the vanilla packs, but they're few and far between. You know, lots of landscape paintings because I think those are the best for like decorating. And of course, it's just repeatedly giving you the same painting over and over again. I think that one's actually like the Last Supper. But anyway, so that's the other change that I've made was custom paintings. But anyway, the texture pack will be in the description below. It's good. It works for Minecraft 1.12.2. Whew. All right. I think that's all the announcements out of the way. Oh, and an answer to your questions. A lot of people asked on the first episode, hey, why didn't you just steal the building markers, like the town hall and the thing up there, the housing bed market and the storage and stuff? Why didn't you just steal those from a different village? And I probably could have, but they only work, basically all of the building markers are tied to that town hall marker. So, for example, if we use this village right up here, and I took their town hall marker, the housing and storage and stuff like that would only work for that one. I wouldn't be able to take markers from this village and the other village and combine them, and I wouldn't be able to now go take markers from this village and use them in my village that I started here. And I'm not entirely sure how it would work as far as villagers and like the architect and is it the tradesman? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it would work with the architect and tradesman. I don't know if they would despawn and respawn in the new location, and I didn't really want to take a chance with it. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just make my own and build it all from scratch because I thought that was a better idea. So yeah, that's in answer to that question. Also, you can see I've started kind of filling in the river along here. I need a lot more sand to make that happen, but I'm slowly getting there. Very, very slowly. I need a lot more sand. But as I said, you know, we live in a desert. I'm sure we will have plenty of it. I am up to over a stack of villager wood, which is great. We can trade that for 4 emeralds. Farmer's kind of struggling a little bit to keep up with everything. Oh, look at that. He's got some spuds to deliver. But I think what I want to do is, as far as expanding the village goes, I definitely need a new housing thing. We need more space. Wow. You got your work cut out for you, farmer. You got a lot of potatoes and carrots over here to harvest. Anyway, I think I want to expand the housing thing, get another 2 beds, and I think I want to get another lumberjack and another farmer. Because as you can see, these guys are not keeping up at all. There's a lot of resources being left out. So I think I want to get those going, and, you know, those will be our next 2 villagers and our next housing purchase. Also, nomads are a thing. Apparently, the nomads, which are like the wandering villagers that come into your village every so often, they always spawn in the corners of your village. I didn't know that. I knew they spawned and they came to your village during the day. I did not know that they always spawn in the corners. So this like kind of world border looking thing here, this signifies the edge of the village, right? And basically, it's everything within 120 blocks of the village marker. So nomads can spawn in the corners of this, and that's quite a long distance. Like, here's one corner. Nomads would spawn over here and try to make their way to the village. And there was one point where I was kind of wandering the corners, and like 14 or 15 nomads all kind of came at once. And I'm guessing it was because they were in chunks that were not fully loaded, and then I loaded those chunks, and it was like several days worth of travelers all popping up at the same time. But we're definitely going to need some more nomads. We're going to need the wandering merchant to show up so we can get emeralds from him. Oh, speaking of which, look, there they go. There's a couple of them right over here. Let's go check them out and see what we've got for trades. What you got? You, merchant, pumpkin pie, potatoes, oak wood, birch wood, carrots, spruce wood. Okay, so he actually has a lot of the trades right now that are useful to me, but these guys are going to try and make their way over to the village, and then we can convert them if we have the tokens. We can convert them to villagers to help out. It doesn't look like any of them. Well, actually, this guy's a lumberjack already. He's already got some lumberjack skills, so that wouldn't be bad. I would love to get up to over a stack of potatoes and carrots today so I can get enough emeralds to get a house and another villager or two. That would be ideal. So one thing we can actually do to kind of help with that... Yo, what are you doing all the way over there, you stupid farmer? The farms are over here. What are you doing? he's grabbing sugarcane, probably. One thing you can do is you can set their behaviors. So right now, all I want him to do is harvest potatoes. Like, that's literally all I want you to do. Don't do anything else. Just harvest potatoes and drop them off. So that is all that he's going to do now. And hopefully, I mean, well, the day's almost over. We're going to run out of time before we have a chance to really get anything going here. That's a pity. One thing we can do, though, I can take some oak wood. We can find that merchant, hopefully. Somewhere. Oh my gosh, he's way over there. Why are you so far away? Come back. I need to trade with you. We can take this stack of oak logs and find the merchant. Come here. And we can sell him that and get some emeralds. And then he despawned, because at the end of the day, they will basically go to the edge of the village and then despawn. I think they try to return to wherever it was they initially spawned. So we've got 4 more emeralds. I think that gets us up to like a grand total of 7, which is pretty much nothing. It's not a lot of emeralds. But before we do anything else, we need another house. And we've got 11 emeralds here. So if we get that, and then that'll get us 2 more beds. And then we can either get, let's see, a miner costs 4, a lumberjack costs 3, and a farmer costs 3. So if I could have 1 more emerald, we could actually get another lumberjack and another farmer. And I think that would be extremely helpful for us. That would be really good. Also, there's a zombie. There's a husk over here. And one thing that I didn't consider is I don't think husks naturally despawn during the day. Like, they don't get, they don't burn to death. So maybe living in a desert where zombies can spawn and come attack my villagers was not the best idea, but, you know, it's a little late now. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do while these guys are kind of working and doing their thing, I think I'm going to dig a mine shaft. Or actually, I mean, there's an extreme hills biome, like over here, right? We did some mining there in the very first episode. If I can just find like one more emerald underground, I think we'll actually be in a pretty good spot. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to let these guys kind of do their thing and, you know, whatever. And I'll catch up with you in just a minute. Check it out, my friends. We have found another emerald in an extreme hills. This is where we went mining originally. A lot of this was, I mean, basically all I had to do was follow my torches and get back. I know I've mentioned this before in other series, but pro tip, if you're caving, always put your torches on the right side of the wall. Then you'll never get lost. Torches on the left, you're going back towards the entrance. If the torch is on the right, you're going deeper. Just throwing that out there. Learned that from Paul Soares Jr. way back in the day when I first learned how to play Minecraft. Anyway, so we got our emerald. That gets us up to a grand total of 8. That means we will now be able to afford both another farmer and another lumberjack. So I'm going to head back and we're going to get those tokens, get a little house built for the new villagers to sleep in, and then I shall return. Alrighty, the house is done. This little simple 2-person house. It's pretty straightforward. It's like a 5x7 with kind of a frame to it. I still haven't really settled into a build style yet exactly. There's a lot of different types of desert architecture, and we're kind of all over the place right now. This is kind of like a Pueblo, like southern sort of like, I don't know. This is like a Pueblo style. Think like South, not South America, but like southern Maine America. Think like Texas, northern Mexico, you know, Arizona, stuff like that. That's kind of this style. And then these are kind of more like Middle Eastern a little bit. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place. I will choose a style eventually, and once I choose it, we will stick with it and expand upon it, but I just haven't really gotten around to actually picking a style yet. So, you know, that time will come. And then everything will look much nicer. Anyway, allow me to take a drink of my drink. And then we added this. So this is now a valid house, except there are no beds. So we're going to put a bed here and a bed here. Actually, no, we're not. I've changed my mind. We're going to put a bed here and here. And what should happen, should take a minute. And there we go. These beds became yellow. Apparently that signifies that these beds are valid but unused. Like that nobody's actually making use of them. Let's go check our potato supply real quick. I just want to see if we can take that guy. Okay, we got over a stack of potatoes, and not quite over a stack there, but getting close. I think we're going to take this farmer. Remember, we modified his stuff. I think we're just going to go back and turn everything back on, now that we have over our stack of potatoes. And then when we get nomads, who will presumably come from somewhere, we'll be able to sell them a stack of potatoes, which will be wonderful. Also, another thing I learned, a minute ago we saw a villager and he was pretty unhappy. I think it was this guy. Hey, come back. You. There we go. Yeah, his happiness is getting pretty low. And one thing we can do to kind of help out with the happiness, apparently, you can make chairs like so. And these, if villagers sit in them, they will regain happiness a little bit faster. So what we can do is put like a chair here and a chair here just in their bedroom, and hopefully they will make use of those and you know, get happy a little bit faster. And I mean, right now, until we really get a good setup going here with, you know, a bard and a kitchen with a cook that's making like proper food and all that kind of stuff, like, we're gonna have some issues. But as far as happiness goes, but in the meantime, maybe the chairs will help just a little. I don't know. Either way, we got to try and find ourselves some new villagers. We got to see if there's any new nomads that have spawned. I don't currently see any. And as we know, oh, hey, look at that. Here they are. Okay, so you are no specialty at all. Not that that would be the end of the world. You are a druid. You are a druid. You are a guard. You're the merchant selling potatoes. Oh, wow. Oakwood is down to 2 emeralds? I sold him 1 stack. Man, talk about dropping like crazy. Okay. 1 stack will cut it in half? That seems a little ridiculous. Maybe it'll go back up after we sell him some potatoes, but still, that's like, I literally sold him 1 thing. Anyway, going back to these guys, we have a guard, we had 2 druids, and then we had a guy who's like good for nothing. All right. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. So these guys are all pretty bad. This guy is 18 intelligence, though. That's actually pretty good for a nomad. So we'll probably want to take him. You're at 7. All right, so it doesn't look like we really care all that much about who becomes who. But we definitely want to grab the smart boy, which is this guy, right? You are now a farmer. What about you? You're at 7. You're at 4, which is just terrible. And you are at 8. So you're my next best right here. So you are now a lumberjack, and you get to go do lumberjacky things. All right, we're now up to 2 lumberjacks. One thing we can also do to kind of help out our farmer over here is we can till a good amount of this stuff ourselves. Some of this work we can just do ourselves for him, because he doesn't need, I don't think, in order for him to produce villager crops, I don't think he needs to hoe the ground himself. I think he only actually needs to gather the crops. I may be wrong on that. But I think if we... Yeah, look how sad he is. He was just all moping. He was all mopey. Oh, well. Anyway, I think if we take the time to till the soil ourselves and then just let them basically gather it, I think that'll actually be really good for us. Yeah, look how mopey this guy is. He's just like, oh, I hate my life. Life is so bad and it's terrible and I hate it. Like, he's so miserable. Oh, man. And then we got our lumberjacks going over there. Either way, hopefully this will be a better source of income now. And we can actually get some emeralds flowing so we can start, like, really upgrading the village. We got a stack of potatoes and a stack of oak wood, and that's all we have. Merchant, come hither. You, give me those, and give me those. We got six whole emeralds from that, which is not a lot, but it'll have to do. It's a start. And hopefully once we get a little bit more production out of our farmers and lumberjacks, which should start happening here pretty soon, hopefully we'll be able to upgrade this and actually get some stuff going. So I think the next thing that I want to do is I want to dig out a mine here in the village, so not only I can mine, but also so that we can get a miner as probably our next villager. And I think, I don't know exactly where we want to put this. We could just put it like right here, like just make a nice little mine entrance right here, kind of go and dig our way down. Obviously we want to avoid the river. But yeah, we definitely want to mine. That's for sure on our to-do list. I need to think about that a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to let these guys run for a little bit. I'm going to see if our production increases significantly. Oh, look, there was actually some more nomads that I didn't see before. What you want to bet one of these guys is a lumberjack or a farmer? Blacksmith. Okay, I don't feel as bad. But still, I think some of these guys were actually better than what we had. Either way, it's fine. I'm going to let these guys run for a little bit, and we'll see how our production, we'll see how much our production goes up and if we start getting resources at a much faster pace. Well, it looks like another day is drawing to a close. The villagers are all heading to bed, and I'm curious to see if they are going to sit in their chairs that we put in here. She definitely is. That's great. That means she should be getting happiness at a bit of a faster rate. I don't want to stay up too late here because, you know, obviously things will spawn and bad things will happen. But I need you, there's a chair right over here for you to sit and become happier. See, he's at 18 happiness, which is just terrible. It goes up to 100. So he is very, very, very unhappy. And I don't know if they're chatting or if it's just the act of sitting in the chair that helps him out. I was hoping to see a little sparkle to signify that, like, he got a little bit happier. But maybe he needs to sleep. I also need to light all this stuff up. And also, it kind of looks like they want to be close to each other so they can socialize. Maybe. Oh, no, she just got happier. That little green sparkle, that means... Oh, and there we go. He is a little happier as well. He's up to 20 now, which is still pretty bad, but it's better than it was. Let's let them actually go to bed. What time do they actually go to sleep? It's 12 o'clock right now. And the time changes at 10. I'm curious to see, are you guys ever actually going to go to sleep? Or do I just need to guard my village like 24/7? Do you just sit in a chair all night? I'm curious to see what the timeline is here. 12:30. Okay, now she's getting happy again. You're still at 20. Maybe I'll put these two chairs near each other, and then maybe they'll, like, converse or whatever. Maybe we'll put, like, a little table over here in the corner and let them, you know, talk it out. And we could do, I don't know, something. But it almost seems like these guys don't actually go to bed ever. It's 13 o'clock. Which isn't a real time, I know, but... Do y'all never sleep? No wonder you're unhappy. Oh, there we go. Hey, he passed out. Okay, so he passes out. So it looks like they go to sleep at approximately 13 to 13:30. And they're supposed to get extra happiness. Yeah, it looks like they all go to bed by 13:30. Oh, what are you doing wandering out at night, you fool? Like, seriously, why you out at night? Trying to get killed? Idiot. Anyway, let's sleep for these guys so that they don't all die. But it looks like about 13:30, which is essentially 3.5 minutes into, or actually I think it's about 2, I think 10 minutes is when the sun starts setting. And then it's fully set by 11 minutes, because the daylight cycle in Minecraft is 20 minutes long. So basically, they spend about 2 to 2.5 minutes awake before they actually go to sleep. And I think they get some additional bonuses to happiness and stuff like that if they do sleep all the way through the night. Like, if they actually go to sleep. Yeah, look at that. She's up to 65 now, and she was at, like, 35. And then Farmer What's-His-Face over here, you are at 38, and you were at, like, 21 before you went to bed. So they gain a decent amount of happiness back during the day. Anyway, my friends, I think it is time to call this one right here. Look at that. She gained a level. Fantastic. I think I'm going to go ahead and call this one. I am out of time for this episode. but we're getting there. Production is upscaled, we're expanding the village, stuff and things are happening. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.